Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode number 55 of the Reseller Locker Room, and we have really nothing to share with you for this next hour, but we are going to talk some trash, so stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. It is Thursday when this video drops, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker. Joining me, as always, the double duo above, Alex, the Beard King Picker, and Christopher E.Z. Pickens. Welcome back to the locker room, gentlemen.
What's going on? So we already lost our new member. He quit already. I think it was actually a contract issue with Trash to Cash. Kevin said that he couldn't be on the show. He was breaching the contract. So it's back to just three of us again here, guys.
Conflict of interest.
So Lego Bug, whatever your name is, you can resubscribe because Dave is gone. It's okay.
Yes,
we get it. We get it, Lego Bug. We get it.
I got to pull up some of these hateful comments. They're just too funny not to mention.
There was some that got deleted, I think, by YouTube, man. I was like, there's a couple of angry people out there.
You know what? The one you were talking about is still on there, though, Chris.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I found it after that. So,
well, we'll have one of y'all go read the comments later in that segment. But what, Chris? What's new with you, buddy?
Trying to get back on track, man. I just cleared off my listing station yesterday. I've got a bunch of stuff to list. Started sourcing again. I got to start listing, man. That's the key.
You want to tell our
viewers? I've been doing a little
viewers
maintenance on my store. What's up?
You want to tell our viewers that the big life event that just took place for you?
I don't know if I'm
Oh
ready
yeah,
to
might as well, dude. You're already in the fire. Let's go.
Well, I put my notice in at work. I'm gonna start reselling full time, so I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row to get a good start going on that. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Had a lot of life-changing events happen, and I decided that my time at my 10-year career with Ski Data is done. So
congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a couple days now, right?
Oh yeah, Friday was my last day at work. So at work.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good breakup, no hard feelings. So it was all good. So next chapter starting.
So now you gotta step up all your listing, and are you gonna try to list more?
Yeah, for sure, man.
So what was your average when you had your job? Like 10 a day? Or is that where you're kind of?
I was this year I was striving for 7 a day. Realistically, it would average around 5 a day.
Okay.
Which that's pretty much the number I had sustained at for the last couple of years was 5 a day, and it works really well. I was trying to bump it up this year, but everything wasn't happening the way I wanted it to. So you know how that goes. But yeah, the plan is to be moving forward. Once I get this rolling and get my inventory system set up right, I want to do 10 a day. That's going to be my goal.
Yeah, that's what I try to do every day. I ended and sold somewhere like 28 today, so I'm like, I don't really need to list another 10, but I do have some groundbreaking news, Ben. I finally have a draft bank of 40 items.
Wow.
So way to go. Way to go.
I did that all weekend just listing, so I got to 40. So if I'm going to drop at least 5 today, I'm going to have to, after the show, list another 5 because I want to keep it at that 40,
So you do the rotation where you're dropping the 5 or 10 oldest listings in your bank and then adding new ones on the tail end of it. Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Well, you have 75 days to drop them out of your draft, so they'll hold for 75. Not that you need to do that, but you know what I'm saying. Some people who are not familiar with draft banks, they will save in your draft bank up to 75 days before it gets automatically deleted.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
and
trying not to be lazy because I could just drop 10 a day and then be right back to 0 in the draft bank. So if I'm going to
yeah,
drop 5, then I won't feel the pressure. I can list another 5, or you know what I mean? Or drop 10 and list 10 again.
yeah. If you look at your columns in your draft bank, you can go all the way over and it'll show the date of when that draft will expire. It'll tell you how many days is left on it. So, you know, you may have some that's 50 more days before it gets deleted. So, you know, 40 is a good number. Even if you built it up to the max of 250, you
Mhm.
still have 75 days to go through and drop all those out before they get deleted.
Yeah. I figure 40 is good because I can, if I'm sourcing every day, I'm averaging, I'll find 10 new things to replenish it again.
Yeah.
So if I go to the bins, I should have around 10 every time I go there for eBay to, you know, and then come home and just list the 10.
You know, I'm like you. I've got a mindset like when I go into my Goodwill, my goal is to get 10 items out of that store when I go. So I'll have
Mhm.
10 new listings, you know. So
Yeah. I just been
all right.
back
Trying to
trying
find
to
as
work
many items as possible.
trying to
That's
work on the
all
schedule. That's all we got. Yeah, that's my only
that's
break
all we
in.
got. Appreciate everybody tuning in. This is going to be a great episode for those of you that have a short attention span. So yeah, I'm just messing. But anyway, I want to get back to my story, guys. I started to tell you backstage, but you said, Alex, to save it for the show. So I don't know if I showed you all this, but I had like a 30-inch tall vinyl Superman
I think we've seen
figurine.
it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, 30 inches is real tall. It's sold today. And I realized I do not have a box big enough to put this thing in. So I went to Lowe's. They didn't have a box that would work. I went to the UPS store. They had one, and it cost me $19.70 for a freaking box.
The hell big was the box? What the hell?
It's a 31 by 17 by 9.
It had to be
Dang it.
17 inches wide.
Yeah, because his arms are out like this.
Oh shit!
So I got it
20
home.
bucks?
Damn.
Yeah, $20.
Did you make any off the shipping?
Well, let me tell you. So
I only
put it on
sold the item for $25. So my pathetic sell of the week is my Superman.
Actually, this is going to qualify for this segment right now, ladies and gentlemen.
I got one of those too.
So I paid $19.70 for this box. I get it home and it's like 2 foot taller than what I need. So I had to Frankenstein the box and cut it down, right? So then I put it on the scale. When I listed this bloody thing, I mean, I've got so much vintage toy crap. I was just listing and throwing it and throwing it and throwing it through to get through the listings. I had a weight of 3 pounds, 12 ounces. Well, when I put it in the box with the packing material, the box ended up being 5 pounds and some odd ounces.
6 pounds.
So I don't know if I just made up some box dimensions to get the listing done,
Hell.
but that's what I did. So I had to put in the new dimensions of this new Frankenstein box, and then I had to weigh it again. So the person that bought this paid $17.60 in shipping on this sucker. And I had ground advantage selected. So when I put it on the scale and re-typed in the weight and the box dimensions, it came to $73.60 to ship ground advantage.
Oh my goodness.
Well, after soiling myself pretty thoroughly,
Cancel the order.
soiled my pants, I then backed up, went into Pirate Ship to check that. Wasn't any better. And then I switched to UPS Ground Saver, whatever the frick it's called. And it was $23 and some change. So I ended up going with the UPS deal. but I've got, he paid 17. My cost of shipping was 23 something plus the 1970 in the box. So I may end up making $10 off of this giant 30-inch Superman figure.
Better than losing $10. If you make $10 out of that deal, then lesson learned, right?
That was in a bulk buy though, right? So you didn't.
It was in a bulk buy. I have 50 cents in this big thing.
We've all done something like that, Ben. I know I have. I can't think of a specific occurrence, but I've been there where you hit that door, you're like, oh, what in the hell was I thinking when I listed this thing, man? I mean, I think it's happened to all of us. I'm sure it's happened to Alex. It's like the lesson learned moment, right?
Yeah, that's
all right,
well,
Alex. What do you
didn't lose money? Well, I sold one of those graphic novels from the 127, a Marvel one. I sold it for $24.95, and when I was pulling the book, I decided to scan it on Amazon, and looking at it, the lowest one on Amazon right now is $41.49. So I would have actually pocketed. Oh, it's not. Let me see. It's not working. Like, I don't remember what it would be, $27 or something after their fees. But I could have been patient and probably sold it for like $69, and I'd let it go for $24 on eBay. So yeah, I'm not gonna list any more of those onto eBay because the price difference on Amazon is significant. You know.
Leaving money on the table.
Wow.
Yeah, it's only sold 2 times though in the last 6 months. 6 months on Amazon though. So, but
well, at least your buy cost was right on that deal.
Yeah, $2 or something. Yeah. So I gotta start. I'm gonna take the ones off that I have on eBay and start listing them all on Amazon, merchant fulfilled. So they'll all still be at my house, and just trying to figure out that whole system. It's been a minute since I've done merchant fulfilled. So,
do you have anything stupid, Chris?
Not listing. That's about the only thing so far.
Well, let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Reseller Locker Room podcast. If you have made a stupid reseller mistake, let us know about it down in the comments below so we don't feel like a total bunch of idiots, because we can't be the only ones that screwed the pooch. You know what I mean?
Yep. It happens. We should learn from all these things, though. We've been doing it for a while, Ben. Should have the box on hand before even listing it and weigh it out.
I usually weigh everything when I'm listing. I'll weigh it before I.
Well, I weighed it, but I only weighed the figure itself like a dummy. And when I should have had a box already and weighed it when I was doing the listing, but
add 2 pounds.
It's funny when you called me about that problem. You're asking me, what size it has to be to ship it through UPS or USPS.
Post office.
I was actually at Walmart grabbing a box because I sold something. I didn't have a box for it either, so I can't really talk crap on you.
Future reference, Ben.
Doing the same thing.
Future reference. U-Haul has a lamp box that's like 13 by 13 by 42. That's what I buy for golf bags. But anyway, and oddball stuff. But anyway, it also can be resized to fit like something like you were just shipping. But I think they're $8, which is still a lot for a box, but better than 20. I seen UPS rip people off, man, for boxes before when I was in line out there. Oh, man.
The nearest U-Haul place is 30 miles up the road. Now, I wasn't going to drive 30 miles after a box.
There is that. But for the rest of y'all listening, get you out of a jam if you have a U-Haul somewhat closer than Ben has.
The reseller tip of the week that I will now share is if you can go dumpster diving, get as many free boxes as you possibly can.
Yeah. Speaking of dumpster diving, I got this new segment. I just came up with this idea right now. So other podcasts don't steal it. Don't sink to their level and steal our segments. Anyways, you remember those Uggs that I pulled from the dumpster? I sold those. Guess how much they sold for?
$65.
Wow. Did you
I
look
say $39.99.
$64.
Damn,
Ben was right on that. You won the new segment. Congratulations, Dave. I mean, Ben.
That's a good original segment. I like it.
And keep that one in there.
We used to do tip of the week. That was a segment,
I totally forgot. Well,
Yeah.
because we ran out of tips because we know nothing about reselling, so we got
Well,
nothing to tell anyone.
that's facts. That's facts. But
That's why that segment went away, because we ran out of tips. Now
I'm
we just
interested-
have the tip. So if you should subscribe to at least the tip for
the tip.
$1.99.
I'm interested to hear how that draft bank works out, Alex.
Hopefully
That's
it
what
works
I'm
out
anxious
good.
to hear.
I use it every day.
You're still doing the draft bank,
Now,
man?
Every
now when you
day.
drop in, do you replenish it, like, or you just relax for that whole week and then start it, next
I drop
weekend or
my
whatever?
5 first thing in the morning when I get up. And then throughout the day or down into the evening, I'll come in and I'll relist 5 more and add them back to the bank.
So you're only doing 5 a day, okay? Yeah,
Yeah,
5
because
a
let me
day.
tell you something.
Good number, actually.
Let me tell you this story. This was back this past winter. I had 63 in my draft bank.
Mhm.
And I decided, okay, let's just blow it out. I'm going to drop all 63 at one time. Gained me nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. No sale the next day or the day after.
You
So,
gotta drop 65 items that people want is the key in this story. Not
well,
65 beanie babies.
I'm just saying, you hear all these resellers on YouTube and social media. Oh, well, you need to do this, this, and this, and it'll get you sales. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this long enough where I have tried any and everything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There's no foolproof plan, period.
Yeah, 5 seems easy because I know I can get 5 every day, and I don't stress out about listing 5. It's not going to take me that long, So I'm still going to try to do 10, but I've been doing back to in and sell similar. It's like I ended and sold similar 28 items today.
Well, let's put this little myth to rest too. Well, some people don't call it a myth; they call it facts. If you list every day, that's going to lead to consistent sales. I have found that to be true sometimes. I had went on an experiment and went 2 weeks without dropping any brand new items, and I still made great sales. So when you hear somebody say, well, you need to list consistently every day, you'll have consistent sales, that's not necessarily true. It's just not.
Your odds are better. I mean, like,
Well,
there's
yeah,
a better
your
chance
odds
you're going to
are
have consistent sales if you're listing the right
true,
stuff.
but you should word it that way.
Like you said, I mean, they don't call it the eBay. Everybody knows it's an eBay roller coaster. I mean, they don't call it that for nothing.
Well, maybe they need to reword it. Increase your odds of making more sales by listing every day. Not say it will get you more consistent, because nobody knows that.
That's a good point, Ben.
You know what I mean? It's just how you word it.
Yeah, there's no absolute in this right now. It's all, I mean, it's a calculated risk. Every time you buy something to resell, it's a calculated risk. How likely do you think it's going to sell? Whether your method is by how cool it is, or what the sell-through rate is, or whatever, it's still a calculated risk.
I just thought of another segment. I better make a note of this before I forget.
It's definitely gonna help if you have returning customers that actually come back and check your store all the time, that you have new items. At least every week you have new items coming in, Like, once I sell an item and it gets there, I always send out a thank you. Well, since Mike's been on the show, I try to step up my customer service. So I'm sending out a thank you, and I'm saying, hey, we add new items daily, so consider following the store. And I've actually went from 118 to 128 in 2 weeks, I think, by just doing that simple message.
What's that,
getting
feedback or followers?
So, okay, Alex, for clarity, you're actually communicating with your buyers?
Not when they message me a question, because I know I missed one of those.
It's a one-way street here, Ben.
Yeah. Okay, so when they give me feedback, I'll leave them good feedback. If they don't give me feedback, I still send off a 15% off coupon. And then the note says, we add items daily, so please consider subscribe or following the channel or the store.
Okay.
And so I've increased my followers of the store by doing that.
Okay, unless I heard it wrong when you first said that. I thought I heard you say that you message each buyer now thanking them for their purchase.
No, I don't know. I do. I am doing that, but it's not until it gets delivered. And
But you're sending a message once it's delivered. You're sending a message to the.
yes, and a coupon.
buyer?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. All right. I don't hate
That
that.
has never happened in Alex's reselling career since I've known him, to go above and beyond after purchase to speak to the customer. That's awesome.
I do have a
inspired
question.
him
It's
to
like
do
a
it.
week ago, and I totally forgot to answer the question. It was like asking something about a book, but I don't want to dig up all the books that look through the book.
I try to answer all the questions. I mean, it could lead to a
I
sale.
forgot about it until we just started talking about customers. I'm like, oh yeah, there's that one. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
So I don't.
Not too late, man. It's not too late.
He probably moved on and bought it from someone else already.
Maybe.
I try to reply though as quickly as I can. Like a week or 2 weeks.
Now, if memory serves correct, Mike creates 4 to 5 different points of contact with his buyer. One
Yeah.
is immediately after a purchase is made, he messages them.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
2, he messages them that it has now been shipped. 3, he messages them when they know they've delivered the item to the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4, he sends all of them Christmas cards thanking them for their purchases for this year.
Wow.
Yeah, sending out
That
Valentine's,
is above and beyond.
some chocolates to all
And
his
birthday
customers.
cards when they have birthdays.
Yeah, but it shows because I remember when he was on the show, he talked about how many followers he has following his store, and he had like 1,000. I'm like, dude, I had 100 at that time. I only had like 110 or something, and now by doing one of those steps, I'm not doing it 4 times, just messaging a thank you after the fact. Now I'm up to 128 or whatever it is. So it definitely does help. So my goal, especially niching down, is to get return customers and build that return customer base, which is going to help to add stuff to your store every day if you have return customers.
Right.
I'll agree with that.
You might as well.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
Well,
what's this new segment? You just had this light bulb off.
I'm not going to. We'll talk about it off air, and then we'll do it next show. But I want to bring this up because it infuriated me so much. But I don't want to put it under the traditional segment title of stupid buyer of the week because that sounds a little harsh. So maybe we need to change it to the most aggravating, bully buyer of the week.
Oh,
bully buyer? Are they cyberbullying you
buyer. Okay. So let me tell you this story. This happened over the weekend. Ooh, dude, I lost my crap too. I was in the car. I was with some friends, and I just blew my top right in front of all them. They didn't know what was going on. Okay. So I had these bar mats,
Ben's arguing with the imaginary friends again.
Yeah, they're called spill mats, but they're bar mats. You see them at bars and stuff. It's got those little rubber peg things on them and the spill mats. Well, I had one big square listed and 2 runner mats. I had the 2 runner mats listed together, 2 of them, 1 purchase, and then the big mat is a separate item. So I noticed I got a message from this repeat buyer. Hey, if I buy both of the runners and the big square mat, will you discount it $10 and then I'll buy all 3? And I said, no, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'll combine them into 1 box, combine the shipping, and send you a refund on you know what I'm saying, the shipping you're paying for 2 boxes instead of I'm sending you 1, but you're paying shipping on 2 separate orders. I combine it into 1, right? Y'all got me?
Yeah. I do the same thing, but I always forget to refund them after.
Well,
but I always say that.
Don't share that. Just take the offer and ship that.
Yeah.
Ben, sorry.
Just run. But anyway, so I said, this is what I'll do. I'll combine it, give you a discount on the shipping, and I'll refund you the diff savings. So they go back and forth about that. A couple hours pass by, and then I see they purchased the big bar mat for $25. And then they messaged me again and said, well, I've already bought the mat, the big one, and I just made you an offer on the other two little bar mat runners. Accept the offer and put it with the big mat with my free shipping. And I said, whoa, Nelly. And this is a woman, by the way. I said, whoa, that is not what I said. I said, you purchase all three items at the asking price. I'll combine it into one box and send you a refund on the shipping after I combine it. That is what I said. So another hour goes by and I notice, ding, cha-ching, she buys the two bar runners. So now I have two separate orders that I now have to combine for this repeat buyer. So I'm like, okay, good. We're good to go. Solve that issue. And then not long after this person bought those runners, she sends another message. Okay, I bought all three items at asking. Now let's just see if you hold up your end of the deal and give me free shipping. And I said this for the third time. I have told you in this chat, I am not giving you free shipping. I'm going to combine and give you a discount and refund you the difference. That is what I said. That is what I'm going to do. If you do not like that, go ahead and cancel the orders. So, and then I added an additional message because I sat there and stewed on it for a little bit longer. And I sent her another one right behind that. And I said, if you continue this tone towards me, I will cancel your orders. I don't care. And I didn't hear a word the rest of the night or on Sunday or Monday. And I shipped them out Monday morning and never heard a peep about it. But I told her, if you keep this tone with me, I'll cancel your orders. I don't give a flip.
Well, 7 days, you might get a negative on that one.
Yeah, I can't wait for the review on that one.
Who cares? I mean, I'll just go respond. I'll just go respond and copy and paste this. She's basically calling me a liar that I wasn't going to refund her the money on the shipping. That's what she was basically saying, was calling me a liar. And so Sunday night, I get in here and I package up her crap. And then I go into the comments. When you do a shipping discount, it's got a comment box. I go in there and I break it down. I said, here's the total shipping you paid. Here is the difference in the shipping after combining, and it has now been refunded to you because I freaking do what I say I'm going to do. Have a nice day. Thank you. I sent that in a message. I'm telling you, eBay was a joy before because you don't have to deal with public. No, that's not true. You still got to deal with these people out here. That was harassment. I took that as harassment, calling me a liar, don't even know me. And she's a repeat buyer. I don't know why she was flaking me like that.
Not anymore.
Just taking the offer, threw it
That's
all
right.
Kept the shipping from all three items and been on to the next, I guess.
Not anymore, Alex. You're right, because I blocked her after that.
You're going to get a negative on that one, dude.
Well, I'll copy and paste what she said to me in that thread, and I'll put it in my response. Well, you were basically calling me a liar.
That's hilarious.
Well, it might be now, but I'm telling you, if you'd have got me on the phone Saturday night, I was cussing like a sailor. I mean, I was livid.
This is why I try not to interact with customers at all, Ben.
Yeah. Best thing to do, folks, just ignore all your messages because it's not worth getting aggravated.
Yeah. I had someone buy something and then they messaged me, oh, can you send it like 3 days after, I'm supposed to actually ship it off? I'm told them I can't do that. My account will get dinged that I didn't ship it on time. So then they end up canceling the order. Like, I'm going out of town. Well, I don't care that you're going out of town. Don't buy something if you're not going to be there. They didn't want to sitting on their freaking porch for 3 days or whatever. So they canceled the order. I ended up reselling it to someone else for like $2 cheaper, but I still made the sale. So,
well, let me ask y'all this. Have you ever got a buyer message? Well, Alex, you wouldn't you don't get in there and deal with it anyway. But you get a message from a buyer asking a question, and they let maybe a few hours or a day go by, and then they message you again. Hey, this is not professional. I'm trying to get an answer. You're not responding, and blah, 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 blah. Do people not understand that we have a life and everybody's got all kinds of things going on? Do they think we sit on our phones constantly waiting for somebody to send us a question?
I think they probably do. They probably think eBay is like a company that ships it out. You know, there's probably a group of people that are out of touch with everything and just looks at eBay like Amazon, like eBay's going to ship it to you. You know, like that's how a lot of the problem customers that I've came across kind of act. You know what I mean? Like they send messages like they're talking to eBay and not a person. You know, so yeah, I think a lot of people that we have problems with don't really understand how it flows. You know.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this for the record. I do answer all my messages from buyers, and I try to do it. My time frame in replies is within 24 hours. That's my rating on my responses. But, you know, don't freaking insinuate that I'm a liar. You know, when you're trying to buy something from me and you're basically calling me a liar that I'm not going to do after the sale what I said I'm going to do, I don't want their business.
Do you guys do local pickup?
Nope.
No. I do it on special occasions. I got a local pickup pending right now, and it's like, I'm like, when I message this guy, I'm like, this is why I don't do this, man. Because it's like you got to coordinate. But anyway.
Well, I am a liar. So I always, when the customer gets mad, I always blame it on my employee. Oh, my employee messed up the shipping. So I do that all the time.
Does she know this?
I sent the wrong book like last week, or it had writing in it. And I said, oh, my employee must have pulled the wrong book. I'm sorry.
That's too funny.
Oh my gosh.
If they get really mad, I'll just say, hey, I'll fire that employee.
That's bad, man.
Give them some kind of justification.
Hey, I didn't get a bad review after it. I thought I was going to, so. Oh well.
All right.
What we got? We got nothing.
I've told all my stories, boys. I told you.
I had a negative this week. Go under ridiculous buyer of the week segment. So I sold a Sony Watchman TV, one of those old little Watchman TVs, has like the whatever size screen, 12-inch screen. I don't know how big it is. Anyway, it sold for like, I think $50, $60, whatever it was. Shipped it out. I mean, the pictures were good. I had a picture of it working, plugged in, all that stuff. I think everything's golden. I looked yesterday, I get a negative. I'm like, what the hell? Watchman. It says, no book, question mark, exclamation mark. Picture not good. That was the feedback. So I'm like, I got to respond to this one because nobody reached out to me. He didn't say nothing. First of all, there's no book in the effing listing. Okay. Where in the hell, why would you expect a book? There's no book in the listing. There's pictures, 5 different pictures of the tube on. So you get all the different lines in the different places. You know how when you take a picture of a tube powered on, it does that, but it kind of irked me actually. but I just left a response like, I encourage all of my customers to reach out prior to buying if there's any question about the listing. There's no book in the listing. There's picture, laid it out in the response. Like you said, just respond to it. What else can you do?
Most people are too lazy, Chris.
But it sucked because I was back up to 100% for like the last 4 or 5 months. And after being at sub 100% for like a year and a half or 2 years, So
I had a car, toy car. I had picture. It had 2 figures sitting in the car, and I got a question: do the figures come with the car? I said, whatever you see in the pictures is what you get. So that might ought to be added to your description. What you see in the photos is what you get. No more, no less.
Right. Well, I have a standard copy and paste that I put after the description of each item in the description, basically is like, please review the pictures, reach out, any questions, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, that one irritated me. Like a book. Why would you think there's a book?
Who knows?
or manual or whatever he was expecting.
Yeah.
So I had my my cart at the Goodwill bin stolen, full of books. I went next door to the the retail Goodwill bins, or the retail store next to the Goodwill bins. Come back, my cart's gone, and then another guy's like, "Oh, I didn't know that was yours. This guy took your cart, and all my books are still in it. He's shopping and throwing freaking shoes in it." So I walk up to this guy and I'm like, "Hey, that's my cart. Those are all my books." I pull all my books out of there, go back to my new cart, put my books back in the cart. And then I realized my coffee cup is freaking gone. The dude stole my freaking coffee cup. So I had to have a lot of words with this guy. Like, why do you take someone's
Is it-
cart in the first place that's full of crap, and you took someone's coffee? And then he acts dumb. "Oh, I didn't know. I don't know how this works." I'm like, "Well, you don't take freaking carts that have books already in them, and you sure don't steal someone's effing coffee."
That wasn't your book reseller rival, was it?
No, it was just this random guy at the Goodwill bins.
Like, oh no, that's Alex's cart. I'm taking that sucker.
Well, I do need to commend both of you for using the abbreviated F-bomb rather than saying it so I don't have to edit it out. Thanks.
Well, a little bit later in the show, I'll slip up, I'm sure.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah. I was mad.
Well,
it's a constant battle at the bins of people taking your carts. If you walk away for a second, they'll start picking and going shopping in your cart.
I believe it.
I mean, so we try to watch each other's carts when we have to go to the bathroom and everything, but sometimes stuff happens, and luckily someone saw them, took my cart. It's like, "Oh, I think that guy has it." Like, it's
That's
one thing to take
brutal.
my books,
There you go,
but don't take my freaking coffee in the morning when I need coffee.
Okay.
No.
Public service announcement. Don't touch the man's coffee.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's crossing
guys, we're going to go a little bit in different order on our segments. So we're going to cut to Find of the Week. Let's cover Find of the Week, shall we?
All right.
All right. Who's going first?
All right, I'll go first.
All right.
All right. So I went back to the thrift store today for the first time in a minute. There was this Porter Cable box with $34.99 on it. Now, keep in mind, I get 25% off of the highest priced object that I buy at that store every day. So inside of that Porter Cable box is a trim saw. So I looked at it. I didn't really realize the value of it when I bought it. I was like, well, it's definitely worth more than $30, whatever I'm going to end up paying for it. So get it home, start looking at it. It's a trim saw, and it's a 5-inch trim saw. And I started looking at the comps, and the solds are like from 110 to 220.
Wow.
So I'm like, yeah. I was thinking when I first picked it up without comping, I just grabbed it. I was thinking $80, I was like, oh, there's a quick, $50 in my pocket probably. But then I started comping. I was like, oh shit, it's got the manual, it's got everything that came with it originally, and it's in really good condition. So I was all stoked about it.
That's great, man.
End of the week. That will get listed tomorrow. I'm gonna start listing tomorrow.
All right, Alex.
I got a Bible in Germany. It's printed in Germany. It's actually in Greek and German. I found this today. The current used buy box on Amazon, it's fluctuated. Right now, it's $848.59 for this book. It only sold once in 6 months, though. The lowest offer is $451 on this book too, and there is 2 recent sold comps on eBay for $300. So I might actually cross promote this thing onto both platforms and just kind of go under everyone.
Yeah.
So I think there's only 2 currently listed right now on eBay for like 4 something. So I might just undercut them a little bit.
That was a Ben's find?
Yeah.
Wow.
Goodwill bins. So right now the buy box is $848, but I don't know if it's ever sold that high on Amazon. I have to dig into the graphs a little bit more. But I know it sells for sure because I've seen the last sold comps on eBay for at least $300.
Wow. Cool. All right.
Hell of a find.
I've not been sourcing for weeks because of this big antique toy or vintage toy, but here's a die cast A-Team van. It's kind of in rough shape. It's got Some of the decals are gone. The door slides open. You can put a figure in it. And then this is one that's battery operated, and when it goes on the floor, these wheels lift up. You remember in Back to Future 3 or whichever it was where the DeLorean started flying, the wheels go up and it lights up and make noises and all that. So
I believe I can fly.
anyway, this is I got 50 cents in every item in that toy buy. This is going on for 59, and this one's at 69 after I get them cleaned up a little bit.
What brand is that A-Team van? Is that Corgi or Tonka or something?
It's an Ertl. Yeah.
You know,
It looks cool, man.
You could have sold that van last night when me and Jason were on the live, or not live, but just hanging out. Jason Luck was interested in buying that.
Yeah.
Where's my van?
I've got that same. I just listed that same Mr. T.
What, $20?
No, because
15.
He undercut you for $19.99 by penny.
Oh, I didn't list that one.
I got it for 12 because there's sold comps on there for like $6. So let's get on to it. So sale of the week. What do we got? Sale of the week, boys.
All right. I had a sale.
I'm gonna throw out 2 because it's only us 3 now, so we get 2 now, at least
All
2.
right. Go for it.
I sold more of the tennis balls. Another case of tennis balls. The last one I sold for $75. This one I sold for $110. So
nice.
And then I sold a hoodie, Bape. It was Bathing Bape. Have you guys heard of those hoodies? I'll have to pull it up and show you guys.
What's the name of it? Bathing what?
Bathing Bape. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. You guys can go and I'll look for it. I want to make sure I'm saying the right name.
All right. Let's look at Chris's while you're doing that.
All right. So remember a couple months ago, well, actually it's more like June-ish. I bought those automotive analyzing tools.
Yeah.
I got what was there, 8 of them for $5 a piece or something crazy. Well, this was the last one and it sold today actually. So Volkswagen fuel injection system tester. I paid $5. Sold for 150. Cool. I accepted an offer for 150. It was listed for 200.
That's unreal.
So after I ship it, they don't live very far away. I think shipping is going to be between $8 and $10. So looking at a $120 come up. It's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Super stoked.
All right, Alex.
I found it. It's called a Bathing Ape. These hoodies. Have you guys ever seen this before? They're like crazy patches all over them.
Nope.
Now, this one actually was damaged too. It had a hole. It could be fixed. The pocket was coming off, but it sold for $100. And
wow.
I don't even remember. I think I might have got this thing for free. I don't remember where I got it at.
Wow.
$100 on a hoodie. So sold pretty quick too. Only like 2 weeks.
Crazy.
They didn't even lowball me. They just took what I had it listed for.
That's great.
Which is kind of rare these days on eBay.
All right. I sold a vintage Smith Corona Sterling manual typewriter, and it comes in a carry case. Interesting story about this. When I was at Goodwill last, I walked up on this older guy that had his buggy or his cart out there, and he had it out opened and was taking pictures. Now, everybody knows what you're doing if you're doing that. Well, he was comping on eBay, so I just kind of snuck up and looked over his shoulder so I could see the comps. Now, this typewriter was $9.99, and he was looking at the comps, and then he shut his phone off, and I stood there next to him like I was looking at something else, and he kept looking at it and lifting it up and looking at it, and I was like, please put this thing back, dude.
Sniper.
My first thought was, you're an idiot if you don't buy this for $10. That's my first thought. But be an idiot and put it back so I can have it.
He's intimidated by the shipping.
Huh?
He was probably intimidated by the shipping.
Well, he put it back on the shelf, and it's not more than he turned his back. I swiped it right off right behind him. Yeah. $10 into that buy. It sold for $125.67.
Heck yeah.
And my
Was it in a
next,
case and everything?
yes,
Man, sorry to interrupt you.
yes. And then my next, and it had the original manuals and everything with it. My next is a WWE 2006 Treacherous Trio wrestling figures in package. Randy Orton, Carlito, and Edge, series number 5.
Carlito.
That sold for $50.36.
I bought a wrestling toy last night on Whatnot, on Biscuit Butts Whatnot.
Oh yeah,
It was it was a big one. It was a big cane. I had to get it, but it was $8 to ship that thing. I'm like, dang, I'm not supposed to be spending money, but I can't help it. When I go on Whatnot, I always buy something. I owed Archie though, because he's supported me on Whatnot and my daughter multiple times. So I'm like, I gotta get something from him.
I have too. I'll remember
Yeah.
that if I ever do Whatnot.
Well, I know I won't ever buy anything from you because you ain't gonna do it. Mike will do his second show by the time you get around to doing one.
That's facts.
Yeah. It was pretty good
Hey,
though.
do we have any Pitiful sales?
I'll have to go back and
Well, we're going Pitiful sale of the week. We suck. That's why we have this segment.
Suck.
What you got?
I think the lack of sales that I had was pitiful.
I'll go ahead and go. I had a Demon Slayer adult t-shirt, Nekazuno Konado with bamboo muzzy kanji XL, whatever the crap that Japanese stuff is. T-shirt sold $6 plus shipping.
New segment. Is that racist?
It might be.
It might be.
You know,
That's hilarious.
well, now that you said that, I got to show it because I don't want to sound like a heel. No, I'm going to show it. So just wait.
Now you care.
I sold a Chinese Bible and now it's getting returned.
All right, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Zoom in, man.
I don't know how. How do you zoom in?
Top right, there's 3 dots. Hit that, and you'll see. Browser, zoom.
Zoom. I don't see a zoom.
Oh, next time we'll go through it next time.
Is it under settings?
On your browser, top right, there should be like 3 little dots.
I'm on the
Click
3 little
that,
dots.
and then, oh well,
Now
maybe
hang
your
on.
browser's hidden.
So yeah, this is well, what do you call that stuff?
Anime. Is that what you're talking
There
about?
you
Manga? That's what you meant by crap, right? Manga
Anime.
or something? Okay. Yeah.
Anime.
Sorry if we're going to be, I didn't know we were being proper, but anime subject matter.
It just sounded funny when you said it. I don't know.
Well, it is Japanese, I believe. So
Yeah.
in your
Well,
defense.
I
All right.
sold Miracles of God, a hardback book from 1975 for $6. So
Very good.
Pretty sad. Old stuff though. I'm just happy to get rid of it. This like shelf right behind me. I'm trying to lower all that stuff and clear that shelf off.
I think my lowest sale was a Bob Dylan album that sold for like $20, and I paid like $6 for it. So
Well,
not
that's
really
pretty-
pathetic, but not awesome.
No, still a decent sell though, really.
Yeah.
Especially for records. I think
Well,
records kind of like
that
books, like you could source records and only find a few, you know what I mean? Like hundreds of records and only a couple probably worth money.
Well, I acquired that in like a bulk buy of records, and that was one of those records that was listed for like $8.99 for a while, and then that was in that group of stuff I listed for $20. So $20, that's another one. I mean, it doesn't hit all the time, but it does hit. It's kind of crazy.
Did I tell you I listed 2 records and I got 2 counterfeit strikes in a week on eBay? And I bought all these at McKay's to resell them. I had the Tool record. It was like, it had a sold comp on there for like $109, and that got hit with a counterfeit. And then I had a live Primus record that's another $100 record, and that one got hit too.
They told you it was counterfeit, or they hit you with some kind of weird strike? Did they actually tell you it was counterfeit?
They said counterfeit. So
wow.
The Primus one I kind of understand because it's probably a live recording that someone just recorded on a phone and put out a record with it. But it did have sold comps, which is weird. But I think I can go into my sales and see if it says counterfeit because they're still in my listings. You know what I mean? Or the ended ones.
Makes you wonder if it's another seller that's reporting people or something, because it seems like eBay will they get
No, this listing was removed for violating counterfeit item policy 2 in a row. So I was really worried about listing anything that like textbooks or anything like that and getting another one. So
Strike three, you're out.
So what happens? I get strike 3 in a certain amount of time or what?
Yeah,
you're out.
You'll get suspended for 3 days. That's the first line of punishment, at least that I've experienced.
So
3
if I get
strikes
I'll get 3
and
days. I get a vacation for 3 days to take off work. That's awesome.
Yeah, no activity for 3 days. Like no, I didn't even list during that 3 days because I didn't know what, it was kind of a gray area.
Yeah.
Well, we do want to tell everybody that we are just 3 poor resellers. So therefore, the names at the bottom of your screen are those kind individual viewers that care to support this show and this channel every month. Starting with our MVP members, Mr. Mike Camparelli, the ambassador to the locker room, Keith from Vintage Fort Sports Flips. Check out his channel on YouTube. And then Rick in Maryland, which, by the way, gentlemen, I don't know if you know this or not. Rick in Maryland has a YouTube channel, but he only has 3 or 4 subs. So go over to Rick in Maryland and sub to his channel on YouTube. He would appreciate that. Also, our Skybox. Yeah. Our Skybox members, Wolfman Goodies, Trash to Cash Podcast, Flipping for Laughs, Mary McQueen, Good Water Pickers, Captain Morgan Riverboat Adventures. I sure would like to add some new names to share and shout out every week. What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
I'll join for a week so you can give me a shout out, and then I'll cancel the next week.
Okay. We're going to put Alex on the spot.
Okay, Woody.
Alex, share our membership levels.
I thought that was Chris's job. Anyways, I don't remember any of it, so I'm going to totally butcher it. But you could start with just the tip at $1.99, and I created that one, so that's the only one I remember. After that, I have no idea.
MVP.
Now back to you, Bob.
MVP members get $4.99 a month. You get access to our backstage footage as well as videos that we shoot throughout the year that are only uploaded to our paid members only. And then our Skybox member is the $9.99 a month. You'll get invited into the locker room for some shows, appear on some lives. You also get the early access to the backstage chat and the other special video content we upload to paid members only. So we invite you to join us that way if you care to, because again, we are poor and StreamYard has gone from $25 a month to $50 a month, and we need some help. So that's my only hawking I will ever do for people to sign up and join the Reseller Locker Room podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say all that. But if you're gonna say we're super poor, well, then we need like the Heart of the Angel music in the background when we do that pitch. So it's like extra sad.
Well, let me see what we can find here. No, everything I got is high energy. So
a little violin playing in the background.
Yeah.
In the Heart of the Angel.
Is that the song you played on that reel?
The angel.
That is the
we
song.
need your money. It's terrible. Terrible. All right. We're going to get to this real quick, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for a viewer comment or comments of the week.
Hey, Guy said, wow, I got nominated to be on the podcast. He's honored. That's pretty funny. I totally don't have any of them. I got to look for them now. I wasn't prepared.
Wow. We even talked about this.
Well, my phone was not working at the moment.
All right.
Hey,
all right. Okay.
Here's one. The Lego bug watched you to get away from him. Unsubscribed. I'm out. So the comments that we replied back to him are pretty funny too. Here's one from Trap. Yes, go ahead.
You need to tell everybody these are comments based on last week's episode with ADH Dave.
Yeah, when he says him, he means Dave. So he watches our show to get away from Dave, and now Dave was on the show, and then he unsubscribed. Like, come on, for one freaking episode.
We get it, Lego Bug. We get it, but come on back, man. Come on back.
Oh man.
Well, Trash the Cast replied to that one. I will find you again, Ladybug, and I will be on everything you watch soon enough.
Wait a minute. Now he left a comment like a very, 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 very long time ago, early in this whole channel's
Negative,
birth.
wasn't it negative too?
I don't know.
Who,
I feel
Lego
like-
Bug?
I feel
Yeah.
like he was negative like a year ago, and then he kind of disappeared. But I guess he was still watching the show. He just wasn't
Maybe-
leaving comments anymore. But I
Maybe he
thought
only
left-
comments when he's irritated.
Well,
yeah, I guess.
Or maybe it's a
everybody,
she.
everybody
He or
has
she.
time of the month moments. You know what I'm saying?
It might be a she.
Who knows? Men have time of the months too, boys. I've had them.
We know,
Mine's
Ben.
just-
We know.
Ben has them
mine-
every other hour.
Hey, listen, mine's not as messy, but I have them.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know, it is what it is. It's nature, boys. You know what I'm saying? It's just nature. Hey, you got another one?
Keep rolling.
I am looking for the other one here.
Hey,
Oh,
What
here's
was
a
that
good
one?
one. Another great show. ADH Dave was more entertaining and enjoyable on your show than he is on Trash to Cash. I think it's because you guys bring out the best in people. That is the comment of the year right there.
Who's
That's
that
pretty
from?
damn good comment. Who was that?
Rick in Maryland.
Rick!
Nice. Great comment, Rick.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Rick.
Appreciate that,
We
buddy.
appreciate that one.
Rick, we could really appreciate if you would upgrade to Skybox, buddy. We'd appreciate it. We'll have you on the show.
There was
All
another
right.
one, Chris, that we were talking about, but I think it did. I think it finally got deleted from YouTube because it was pretty negative and,
Yeah, that
pretty much saying
they
violent.
they struck a couple of our viewers wrong, man. Like, I mean, people wanted to get violent and stuff. It was pretty wild to read that. People get that response.
Yeah, I apologize to
We don't
Dave
wish
that
any harm on Dave, man.
His
He's good
haters
dude.
came over and came to our page, so I apologize that his haters follow him everywhere.
He's a good dude, and we invited him on the show. He didn't force himself on us, so give the dude some respect.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you know what? We appreciate Carrie, Dave, and Kevin. They've kind of plowed the road with the Trash to Cash podcast. And, they like to poke and joke a lot, but it's an honor for this show for them to mention us as often as they do. And fellas over at the Trash to Cash, we appreciate you guys. So with that being said, if you would leave us a viewer comment, put it down in the comments down below. And if it's selected, we'll read it on the next show. We look forward to reading the comments every time an episode drops. All right. Well, I guess all there is to do is this, right?
Yep.
I don't know. Y'all got anything else?
No.
I take that as a no.
Suckers.
Well, hey, we're going to go on out of here, man. I think we've talked enough trash. I know I've spouted more than I should. But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you watching this week's episode 55 of the Resellers Locker Room Podcast. Stay tuned in the next coming weeks. We've got some real banger guests coming on the show you do not want to miss. Hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Check out these guys' YouTube channel, Easy Pickens, Beard King Picker, Book Dust Media channel, Rocky Top Picker channel. What else? You got another channel, Chris?
Easy cruising.
Easy Cruising. Go support these guys because they're making content for you. Give them a like and give them a sub. We appreciate it, guys. On behalf of Chris, Alex, and myself, we can't wait to see you right back here every Thursday, 9 a.m. Until next time, happy Halloween.